we are going to break down how authentication works with analysis services through the Enterprise Gateway. Hi, I'm Adam Saxton and welcome to Guy in a Cube. And today we're going to take a look at how authentication works with analysis services via the Enterprise Gateway. Over the last couple of weeks, I've seen posts on the community site, I've gotten emails, I've gotten instant messages, all asking about how this works, or they're getting errors and they don't know why. And a lot of it comes just from not understanding how this works. So I wanted to break it down so that you can correctly configure your environment and allow this to work properly in Power BI. So to do this, I think I'm going to need to whiteboard. All right, so first we've got the Enterprise Gateway, then we've got our cube, and then we've got Power BI. All right, so what happens is that we've got some user here, so we'll call it johnguyinacube.com. That's what they log in with Power BI. And what happens is first is we're going to set up our Enterprise Gateway, we're going to set up the data source. And when we do that, there's a user that we put in for that data source. That user has to be an admin of the analysis services instance. So within server properties of the analysis services instance, this user has to be listed there for server admins. And then that's configured for the data source for Enterprise Gateway as the credential that's ultimately going to connect to analysis services itself. Then what happens is Power BI, when we try to use that live connection, will pass this email address to the Enterprise Gateway, and then the Enterprise Gateway will pass that down. It connects as this user, and then uses effective username with that email address. So first, this has to be a server admin because in order to use effective username, that account has to be a server admin. And then we impersonate this email address. This email address has to match a UPN within your local Active Directory. So this has to be a UPN for an actual account in Active Directory. If it's not, you will not connect successfully to analysis services. So with that, you can't have an analysis services box that's on a machine that's not connected to a domain. It has to be a domain member. And the domain that you use for that user has to be a UPN suffix that's available in that local Active Directory that analysis services is on. And the Enterprise Gateway has to be in that same domain. All right, let's go back to the cube. Now for demo and testing environments, you can add a UPN suffix to your local Active Directory to kind of almost fake it a little bit and allow it to recognize that email address, even though that's not actually, that domain isn't part of your Active Directory. I don't recommend doing that in a production environment though. I'd love to know if you're hitting an issue outside of this. Do you have all of this set up, you've verified all of it, and you're still not able to connect successfully? Let me know in the comments below. And also check out the comments below to see if anyone else has commented that you may be able to help out with. If this is your first time here, go ahead and subscribe. Every Tuesday I take a look at a technical item just like this, where I either look at how to troubleshoot something, how something works, or just talk about a new feature. And every Thursday I do an information roundup where I look at the last week, find things that were interesting to me, and share that out with you. And really, this is about you. I want to help you be more effective and successful in the things that you do. So go and subscribe and be part of the conversation.